ahead. What's on your mind tonight?
I got this email earlier this week. It's called The Secret Covenant.
The Secret Covenant.
Apparently, it was an article that appeared in bankindex.com in June of 2002.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. That's the one that talks about all the things that the people don't know. Yes, I actually want to do something with that. That's a fascinating piece, isn't it?
If it's okay with you, I'd like to read it right now.
If you want to, go ahead. And I want to take, just so you know where I'm coming from, there are going to be some people that maybe are very new. If somebody is very new on this call, they're probably not going to understand all of this, what you read. Those of us that are a little bit awake, we're going to understand it. Yeah, feel free to go ahead and do that. I know it's a bit lengthy, but it's really something.
It is. It's called The Secret Covenant, and I believe it was created probably late 1800s, maybe around the turn of the century or so. The Secret Covenant, an illusion it will be, so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be accomplished one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the Absolute. We will work together always and remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure for our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that poisons are good, with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases, for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, obese, and then they come to us for help. We will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong to us. They will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments, establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death. We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we emerge as their rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We shall repeat this over and over until ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. This they must never know. They must never know that color is an illusion. They must always think they are not equal. Drop by drop, drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they will have. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we shall accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, or we shall own all the media. We will use our media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. We will promise the eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not of us. The recruits will be called initiates, and will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of passage to higher realms. Members of these groups will think they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn this truth, for they will turn against us. For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel to the stars. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we'll have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs we have established from time immemorial. But if they ever find out they are equal, we shall perish then. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never, ever find out what we have done, for if they do, we shall have no place to run, for it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives, for this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood. We, the ones who from heaven to earth came. This covenant must never, ever be known to exist. It must never, ever be written or spoken of, for it is the consciousness it will spawn will release the fury of the prime creator upon us, and we shall be cast to the depths from whence we came and remain there until the end of infinity itself.
Very interesting, isn't it? Now, we've had some comments on the board about it sounds with some of the terminology there that it might have been more recently. In fact, I would have to agree, probably more recently written, but my goodness, what a thought. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it explains everything that we're going through. I mean, one of the first statements, people will think you're crazy. Isn't that the truth?
That is exactly what, my reaction when I was first told about some things. And it was a good friend of mine, Dana, and I thought, I don't know, Dana. You know, you're kind of off there in left field, aren't you? Well, I mean, that's really... that's exactly what I thought. That was my first impression, and quite frankly, it was very good that he didn't dump on me, that he spoon-fed me a little bit at first. But, look where I've come in a couple of years. But, if that isn't a description of exactly what we're dealing with today, now those people that are very new, if there's some of you on the call here that this is the first time you've ever listened and you're not really aware of much that's going on, we're talking about all the soft metals, stuff like that. Soft metals is referring to things like the aluminum and various things that are used in the chemtrail.
Lead, mercury.
And the lead and the mercury on things that were put into, the mercury in the fillings in our teeth. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. This really is a heck of an eye-opener. And, those of us that have been around for a while and are aware of more things, we understand that. But there's 300 million people out here that don't understand that. So that touches on just about everything we're dealing with, doesn't it?
Everything.
The
everything.
Death, poisoning, the control, everything.
But they were too smart by half because now their plan is imploding.
Mm-hmm.
People are waking up. They didn't count on the internet, and they didn't count on China coming in and shutting down the Fed.
Well, there's a lot of things that are contributing to it, but the most important thing that we have to bring to the table is ourselves.
Now that too.
We've got to step up. We can't ask somebody else to solve our problems. We have to step up to the plate and do it ourselves, and which means that we've got to become active. We have got to force the issues and start rolling back these things that have been happening to us. And as I said earlier, I think it's real important that we don't try and go out and take a great big bite out of a big apple and choke on it. If we take this down to the county level, which is where the people are, and you work from that county level up and create all sorts of little bugs, thousands of bugs that are chewing away at that apple, eventually they're going to eat it. And I firmly believe that's what we've got to do. And every one of us has got a responsibility to help make that happen. It takes talking to people. The best advertising is one-on-one, word of mouth. Word of mouth is cheap advertising, and it is absolutely the best. It's friends talking to friends, and actually strangers talking to each other. And I know not everybody is out there and feels as comfortable about flapping their gums as I do, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. Just be friendly to people. Engage them. But thanks for reading that, Tad. I had read that, and like I said, I'd really thought about having somebody put the information in for the uninformed. This is part of our educational process, is people realizing what has happened around them that they never knew before. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I had no clue what was going on. And we have to always remember that even as much as some of us may know, and I don't know that much, I've got an awful lot to learn. But there's people that are behind me in their learning curve. And God knows there's plenty of people ahead of me in the learning curve. But at least I'm willing to step out and do something. And I'm going to keep doing it, and I hope everybody else will, because we need everybody. This is not going to work if people are thinking in terms of a few 100,000 people. It's not going to succeed if people think about, wow, if we could get 1 million people involved, look at the impact we'd have. I'm sorry, but 1 million people out of 300 plus million is not anywhere near enough. Not anywhere near enough. I can tell you that the stuff that we're doing on the United States de jure government, we are working on technology stuff, and we're gearing up for millions to be able to handle that. Because, Here we come.